All right, got a little kind of a little review today. I picked up the Sena 10C. Actually, it was a gift for Christmas this year. Um, I I hooked it up this morning. It was fairly easy, wasn't too difficult. I can run through a couple of the things I did. There's a couple things I noticed though that I'll kind of walk you through. I still have to go pick up a couple things to make it completely work, but I'll explain that in a sec. All right, well, here you see, this is the unit itself. It's the Sena 10C. It's got the camera on it, got the little cover on it. Don't want to damage the lens. Well, it's got a couple buttons back here. There's a phone button in the back. The jog button, or dial, spins. There's a button, I believe you can use that one for phone, to pause or whatnot. I went ahead and watched all this before, but I just actually got it really early this morning, so decided I'd hook it up. This button up top is for your camera. It allows you to record as you ride, or you can what they call video tagging. I believe you hit this button, it's like twice in the middle of recording, or once, might be. I'll have to look. I watched it all before, but there's so much to learn about these things, it gets lost. But you hit that button and it automatically records 30 seconds before you hit the button, 30 seconds more, and I think you can even up it from 1 minute to like 2 minutes. So you get increments of 30 seconds at a pop. Or I'm gonna have to go through and do a little more digging around, watch a couple of videos again. It does come with the instruction manual in English. Actually, the new one I liked. I watched a couple of videos, like I said, and it would come with the instructions, but you would open it up and it'd be in a lot of different languages. Well, this one, the new one, it actually has, each one has its own language. There's about 8 of these, or I think about 6. And each one of these guides is in its own language. So, I did notice though, on here, I'm trying to do this one-handed, it gives a description of what each button does, how to make it work. Going to this section, it's a real pain in the butt, sort of. Sorry about this, guys. Gives you little tips on basic operation, how to use it. And they tell you what button to push, how many times, what it does. So you can run through that. Do some real quick, how to plug it into your laptop. Because you're going to want to, when you first get this thing, yes, you're going to want to download the app for your phone, so you can connect it Bluetooth, get your music. But you're also going to want to download the app. It's software basically for your laptop, so you can plug your device into your laptop, which will allow you to transfer video, all that. And this is stuff I'm still going to be learning, going through. I wasn't able to, I haven't yet. This one doesn't come with an SD card. It comes with a slot. Down the bottom here, that second slot, there's that big one to the left. And then there's actually the one right in the middle, the small one, is your USB cord. This is where you plug in the plug for your speakers, your microphone, all that. The big plug to the left houses your HDMI cord. There's a cord where you can HDMI it to your laptop. So they say you can adjust the camera by plugging an HDMI from this to your device while the camera is rigged up to your helmet. And basically just look right at your laptop and adjust your camera. Because there's an adjustment on here. Should I take this cover off? A little red line right here. So when you have this mounted to your helmet, you can spin this, and this will help keep your camera level. So your picture is going to come out level on video. So your camera won't be leaned over, it won't look like you're leaning to the side. like that. It'll actually straighten it out for you. So they say the easiest way to do that is HDMI it to your laptop. Put your helmet on, stare at your laptop, and you can wiggle that little knob around until you know it's perfect, and then you're set. There is an adjustment on this right here, this little wheel. You can loosen it up. And I was having an issue. This is going to lead me to a different issue I have here with this setup. I have it's a modular helmet. It's built, made by Built. Now, not the super expensive shoe or anything like that. Nothing wrong with them. I just, at the time, money was the issue. You know, still is always, but you know. You can adjust this. Man, she's really tight. I don't get it. There we go. You loosen this little knob up right here. And that allows you to move the camera around in different positions so you can get it straight as far as up and down goes. Now, what I'm noticing, let me tighten this thing up so it doesn't wobble around. What I'm having the issue with mine is on this particular helmet, like I say, it's the mod. So the whole front closes down. So you can close it down like that. And you hit the button and you lift it up, which is nice. I like the mod helmet because you can do that. You can open it up. But what I've noticed I kind of didn't like about where this mount sets on the side over here is I have a lever. If you know these helmets, you know the lever I'm talking about, that controls your, there's a lens inside. And see, this is where my problem is. Where that lever is right where you're going to want to mount your Sena. Now there is a cute little notch they put right down there at the base of the device, or the mounting bracket, where this will slide in. So it kind of fits, but it leaves the visor down a bit, and you can actually see it with the helmet on. Let me try and push this up, but it doesn't really want to go up as far as it should. Now, this is part of the issue I was having, is the mount. I can't take it any farther forward because it's wider right here than it is back here. Now, I can't slide it back, obviously, because of this, my visor, little drop down. It did look like I could uninstall that, but then I think I'd have this gigantic gap right here, and I don't really want that. The mounting thing, it seems a little crooked. Like there's a gap right in there. Like it doesn't want to lay flat. Like the helmet's too fat. Like it's too wide. I kind of figured that those two pieces would lay nice and flat right there together. But maybe it's just this helmet. I don't quite understand. But yeah, that was the issue I was having with where the mount, where the brace goes with a mod helmet. You can't slide it any farther forward because of the difference in plastic. You can see it right there. Right here. The difference in plastic between this little piece and the helmet itself. It comes out in that little V. It's a little fatter. Gets in the way of your inside snap. But with the size of your boom mic mount, you can't really push it any farther forward. I don't want to pull this whole thing apart again. But it makes it kind of a pain to mount this thing in there. So, I was able to get it mounted, obviously. But I'm having the issue now with my drop-down visor because of where this is mounted, because of where the drop-down visor control is. So, we shall see. I do have to get a 32 gig SD card to put into the unit so I can record video, anything. So it's why I'm not able to film with it right yet. I'm gonna go pick one up and real soon. I'm on vacation right now, so I'm trying to leave the house as little as possible. This is the plug that mounts to the device itself. I'll show you. That hole right there. That plugs right into it. I thought this was kind of neat too. There's a little lock right here. Just snaps right down on top of the unit, so it doesn't wiggle out. Because it's not that snug of a fit for this to fit in there. So it's good on someone's end to make the call to put a little clip right there to retain that onto the unit itself, so it doesn't come unplugged. Yeah, it was pretty easy install. Nothing too complicated. The biggest thing with me being completely OCD like I am was hiding the wires, but it's pretty easy because your liner and all these helmets just lifts right up. So you can just tuck the wires back in there. I lifted up the back. I unsnapped the back and looped them in right behind there, so it's nice and tight, so they're not going to go anywhere, instead of draping it through just through there. Your head will be rubbing on the wires and all that, so I just tucked it in right behind here inside, so it fit nice. But yeah, that was a little concern I had with the mount, and an issue I noticed with having a Pro Mod modular helmet is where the drop down visor control is. It limits where you can put this. I could have put it on the other side of the switch, but then I never would have been able to use my drop down. And I kind of like having it. I might end up moving it just to get it out of the way of that, so I won't be able to use my drop down. But the drop down is nice. And you got your visor up, whatever. You just don't, you leave your face mask down, but you put your lens up. Or if it's raining real bad, it's nothing to just lift your visor up, put your drop down lens into place. It's nice and dry. There's no water on it. You're good for a minute if you slow down in traffic, whatnot. But I might disable it just by putting the mount right on top of it. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. I wanted to be able to use it if I can, but depending on how I think that mount's going to fit. It makes it really close too when you go to shut the hood. When you go to shut the front, I mean, it's right there. It's close. So, I am going to see. I'm going to do a little playing around with it. But, yeah, just a little update. I got a new Sena for my helmet. I also picked up was given, my daughter got me this. House is a mess. Well, Christmas time, that happens, right? Everything gets all messed up. Let's see here. My daughter picked me this up. I actually really wanted this for a bit, so let me get it out of the box real quick. I'll show you what it is. I'm limited on what you can do with one hand on these things. Okay, let's see. There she is. Perfect. All right. Yeah, my daughter got me the Denali Sound Bomb. It is a damn near an air horn. I mean, this thing is crazy loud. They say it puts out 124 decibels. Now, they didn't make one for my bike. I ride the Honda Interstate 2015. It's like a cruiser. Those of you who don't know what they are, I have other videos you could take a look at, walk-arounds and talk-abouts and all that. So, but this, they don't have a mounting bracket for my specific bike. So I got the universal, which is that silver piece right there. And a nut and a bolt. So, somehow I got to figure out where to mount this on my bike. I don't have really any room. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't have any bolts I can undo and just put this in its place and tighten down. So I think I'm going to let the dealership deal with this one, if they can do it. I'm pretty sure they can. But yeah, I was given the Sena 20C and the Denali Sound Bomb. I've seen this thing on video on YouTube, and it's obscenely loud. I'm not sure if I want to put it in place of my horn switch, my standard one that's just comes stock on the handlebars, or rig in something different. I did think it'd kind of be neat to maybe leave my stock horn rigged up and then rig this up separately So someone, they're not moving, they're sitting at a green light, just stare at their phone. You can just hit them with the little horn real quick, the stock one, little eek, it sounds like a Prius, that thing. And if they still don't move, a couple seconds deep, you go ahead and give them a blast with this thing, really wake them up. But I don't know if I want 2 switches. I might just disable the stock horn and go straight to the sound bomb, straight with the button. So we shall see. But yeah, I want to shoot a quick little video on my Sena. I should be putting up videos here pretty soon on rides. It's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to get into the vlogging, I guess they're calling it. But yeah, I've been wanting one of these for a while, so it was perfect time to get one. I was glad I actually got it. I was shocked someone bought it for me, But the wife told me she was eyeballing, she had something for me for Christmas. It was going to blow my mind, so I wasn't sure what it was. But there they are. I'll be getting them installed, at least a sound bomb, pretty soon. I might wait. I think my son ordered something else for my bike as well. Kind of got spoiled this year. But I'm going to have to take that in to get that installed when it shows up. So I figure when I get that installed, I'll get the sound bomb hooked up, maybe readjust a couple of my lights. I might have to, in all honesty, get a new battery. Get a bigger battery. No, maybe not a bigger one. I don't think I was told they don't make a bigger battery for my bike. What they do is make a better one. So that might be where I have to go. What I have to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, because just the battery, a couple of devices hooked up. I don't want to drain the battery, kill it. I've got the battery tender. I don't really like plugging my bike in though. I like to actually ride it. But sometimes you do have to plug them in after they sit for a while, just sit for a couple days, a week. You haven't ridden it. It's good to keep that battery nice and fresh. But I don't want my devices. I got the heated gear for me. I just picked up heated gear for the wife. So now she's sitting on a set of heated gear. I've got a USB charger. I have my LED underglow. That's on the bike. So that's a lot of things draining off the bike itself. Now if I go ahead and hook up the Batwing that I want, that's got a stereo in it. Well, not a stereo, it has an amp. It's a different one. It has an amp, and then you hook it up Bluetooth to your phone. It connects right there. So you don't have a stereo. Your phone's a stereo. But the Batwing comes with an amp and some speakers. So rigging that in, that's going to be another plug hooked to the battery. With the Sena, I didn't mention that, with the Sena they give you what looks like just a regular cigarette lighter card adapter thing, the long one, the charger. But it has the curly-cued cord that goes to it, the USB plugs right into your Sena. So if you're riding, you're going to go on a long ride, you got your music going and you're filming, you're going to kill the battery. I've heard upwards of as little as 2 hours. So you can plug that into your charger, hook it right to your Sena, and just keep going as you ride. It's going to charge the battery constantly. But then you're putting a lot of drain on the battery. So I'm thinking I might, when I get my Batwing, get a couple more LED strips. I didn't measure properly when I put the first set on. It looks good, but I could have made it a little bit nicer, longer pieces. Get those put on, get redone, get the Batwing mounted, get my horn hooked up. I want to be able to hide the wires. So if I'm going to hide the wires and go through all that work, actually I'm going to take to the dealership too, because my cluster, my speedometer is my bike. If you know my bike, you've seen it. There's like moisture getting on the lens, underneath on the cover. So I figure when I take the dealership and get the horn hooked up, get the Batwing installed, button up the wiring to my lights, maybe rig in the charger for the cigarette plug thing. I'll just show it to you so you guys know what I'm fucking talking about here. yeah, I get a bigger battery. It's this thing. So it's plenty. Well, you can stretch it out so it will be a little longer, not constantly pulling on you. But I have a charger for my phone that has this and a USB port next to it. So I might actually just rig that into my side bag. That way it's coming from my bag up to the headset if I need it, instead of trying to put it up near the handlebars. Because that's long and your arm gets in the way of it. So, but this is what I was telling you they provide with the Sena. So when it comes time to rigging all this stuff in, I don't want to have my battery go dead on me at all. I don't want to have the bike die. I really don't want to get stuck having to charge it somewhere. But that's another thing too. I think I might rig up my battery tender inside my bag. That way, all I really have, I always have my battery tender on me, the device itself. So all I have to do is just plug it into its harness. Honda provided a harness, little plug tip right there. So I can plug that in, then all I really have to do is just reach into my bag, pull out the plug for your typical extension cord, plug it in, I can charge the bike right there. But to do all that, now my point, you know, all the devices, all the electrical draw going on that little tiny motorcycle battery. So I'm going to see, I was told I can get a better battery. So hopefully that'll at least a little peace of mind, so I don't have to worry about my battery dying. You know, I'll still plug it in, you know, try and use as little as possible when I'm riding. I don't plug everything in, you know, I'm only usually, my heated gear, cell phone charges up fast, so I can charge it while I'm stopped somewhere, put it on my handlebars, I'm good. But with the lights, 2 sets of heated gear, and, you know, new horn shouldn't do anything, but it's hooked up to the battery, so hit that thing with as loud as it is, I wonder what kind of drain it's going to put on the battery. So these things all go hand in hand. But yeah, that was just a little quick video I wanted to shoot on getting the Sena for Christmas, and my new horn. So I will be putting riding videos up soon. As soon as I get I'll just go get an SD card, get this thing dialed. I'm gonna get the HDMI, so I can just plug it in to my laptop and go from there, play with it, get it all adjusted. That way when I go out and record, I don't have a real nice video, come home and go to watch it and it's crooked as shit because I didn't adjust the lens. But yeah, then I gotta figure out how to edit. I have no idea how to edit these videos. I'm gonna have to put them on download them from the Sena to my laptop, figure out how to edit, and then upload it to YouTube. So this is gonna be a learning curve for me. So I'm kind of an idiot at this stuff, but I don't know, it is what it is, man. It's something I wanted to put up, so I'll let you guys kind of see what I had. Just stay tuned, there'll be more. So I hope you guys had a good Christmas, and be safe for the new year, huh? Pay attention out there. Alright, you guys have a good one. Later.